This is Rummy's Corner.
Coming up on April 5th from the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, in a bout that will be streamed worldwide on DAZN, heavyweight contenders Joyce and Filip Hrgovic will square off in a crossroads showdown. Originally, Joyce was scheduled to face Dillian Whyte, but Whyte was injured during training and Hrgovic stepped in as a replacement. Personally, I think this is a far more interesting matchup with far greater stakes in play. Once upon a time not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, Juggernaut Joyce was widely recognized as a top 5 heavyweight, where indeed many viewed him as third best behind Usyk and Fury. Joyce had just scored a big-time knockout victory against former WBO champion Joseph Parker. He was the undefeated WBO mandatory contender, and he was on one hell of a roll. All of that momentum was completely derailed when Joyce went up against Big Bang Zhang. The Chinese powerhouse had a style that was all wrong for Joyce, where he simply could not miss the mark with the dynamite left. Zhang scored a stoppage victory after an accumulation of punches damaged Joyce's eye. The two had a rematch, and this time Zhang scored a beautiful knockout with his right hand in round 3. After that, Joyce has never looked quite the same. He did bounce back from the loss when he scored a 10th round knockout against Cash Ali, but Joyce didn't exactly look spectacular in that one. In his most recent fight, Joyce lost a 10-round unanimous decision against Derek Chisora. A little over a month before Joyce had his career-best victory against Parker, Hrgovic had his career-best victory against Big Bang Zhang. That was a back-and-forth battle where the two boxers traded hard clubbing bombs throughout, and after 12 hard-fought rounds, Hrgovic won a unanimous decision, which made him the IBF mandatory. The fight was close and competitive, and a lot of observers believed Zhang deserved the victory. The performance helped put Zhang on the map, which led to the subsequent opportunities against Joyce. Hrgovic hasn't done a whole lot since. He followed that up and scored a 12th round stoppage victory against Dempsey McKean. And after that, he stopped Mark Demori in the opening round in a stay busy fight on the Boxing Day of Reckoning. In his most recent bout last June, Hrgovic was outgunned against Daniel Dubois. This was a very costly setback for Hrgovic. Not only did Dubois win the IBF interim title, but he would soon be promoted to the real IBF champion after Usyk vacated the belt. So both of these guys are coming off of a loss, and both of these guys previously blew a mandatory spot. The winner of this one could find himself right back in the mix, where another high-profile opportunity will likely surface in short order. But the loser of this one will find himself in a very difficult situation that would likely require taking a few steps back in order to rebuild. Considering Joyce is 39 years old, that makes this a must-win fight if he realistically hopes to remain in the mix. Hrgovic at 32 years old would have more time to rebuild, but a loss against Joyce at this juncture would still be a terrible setback, because Hrgovic doesn't have a whole lot of depth on his resume aside from the close win against Zhang. Joyce was never exactly a speed demon. He was always slow in terms of speed of hand and foot. But Joyce had very good timing with his punches, despite being slow, and he usually knew where his feet needed to be, and he had the ability to anticipate and move accordingly. But Joyce is slower than ever, and his once granted durability has been dented to the point that it's simply no longer there. Joyce looked especially slow in his last 2 bouts, where the diminished hand speed made timing shots a bit trickier, and his slower all-around mobility had him eating more punches than usual. Chisora himself was looking a bit slow in there, but he was often drilling the mark against a way too stationary Joyce. Chisora even managed to score the big knockdown that helped seal the fight in his favor. Despite all of this, Joyce was still having success in that one, where he still had pretty good timing and stamina, even if he was slower and less durable. Hrgovic has talent, a decent jab, pretty good power in his right hand, and he can take a damn good punch. But Hrgovic has been known to have stamina issues of his own, and a lot of observers have questioned his hunger, preparation, and all-around ambition. His last fight against Dubois at times resembled a game of rock'em sock'em, where the two traded hard clubbing shots with very little happening in the art of defensive prowess. Hrgovic got off to a pretty good start in that one, but Dubois was able to take his best shots, and he ultimately outgunned and out-hustled Hrgovic, where the cut stopped the fight. There is a feasible path to victory here for both guys. If Joyce can absorb Hrgovic's best shots and tire him out, then Joyce could conceivably outwork and out-hustle him whenever Hrgovic is biding time for a second wind. On the flip side, if Chisora was able to consistently find the mark against Joyce, then Hrgovic should conceivably be able to do the same, and he should be able to do so with greater speed and consistency. My general feeling here is that both of these guys will enter this one highly motivated, knowing what's at stake. But at this stage right now, I'm inclined to believe that Hrgovic is a more complete, more dangerous heavyweight with better timing, greater durability, and superior all-around skills and athleticism, and I think that will ultimately be the difference in this one. For my official prediction, I am taking Filip Hrgovic by 9th round stoppage. I believe Hrgovic will get off to a fast start. I believe Joyce will eventually warm up and begin finding a groove, but ultimately I believe Hrgovic will prove too much. So I like Hrgovic in this one in round 9, but as always, what the hell do I know? I ain't exactly Quasimodo over here. But I do think this is a very interesting matchup, where the winner will be positioned for another good opportunity. Best of luck to both Joe Joyce and Filip Hrgovic. The 5th of April, this one will be available on DAZN as part of your subscription. There are some damn good fights coming up on the DAZN schedule, and in celebration of their new partnership with Queensberry Promotions, DAZN will be running a flash sale where you can get 30% off annual plans. Click the link in the description below to sign up now, as there is no better time to do so. Who do you think will win? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.